Welcome back to the Unstoppable podcast, and today we are going to be speaking about finding your purpose. So this leads on very, very nicely. Like all the podcasts have led on quite nicely. So if you've not watched the first one, listen to all of them until this point now. We're going to be speaking about purpose and actually how to find your purpose. And I briefly spoke about it in the last episode, and I'm going to tell you a little bit how I found my purpose. So we're going to throw it back to lockdown. And obviously, a lot of you know that I was going through my fitness journey. And one of the days, because in lockdown we couldn't do anything else, I was walking like 20,000 steps a day. So I had to get through quite a few podcasts at that point. And it was all self-development. And one of the main podcasts that I was listening to at the time was actually The Mindset Mentor by Rod Dial. And I think the actual episode, I'll have to find it. It was actually called, I think it was literally Finding Your Purpose. And I was literally in this middle ground of like, I'm content with life. I'm content with how I'm feeling. I feel strong enough to not care about what everyone else thinks, and I want to do something. But I weren't happy with doing the degree that I was doing, which was fashion design. Now, and it's not a bad place to be in, especially when you're actually quite decent at your degree. Like I could have walked out of university with a job, but I didn't want to do that. Now, with that, I was listening to this podcast and he said something along the lines of, what do you actually enjoy? Like, what do you like feel in your heart that you enjoy and love the most? And with me, like, it was fitness. It had literally been staring in my face growing up all of my life, whether that is through dance. Shout out to Norman, who was my nan and granddad's next door neighbour, who actually took us triathlon training. I used to do triathlon training, never get me to do an Ironman or a triathlon ever, because I can't swim for shit at the minute. Like, I just can't. I can swim, but yeah, shout out to Norman for that one. The reoccurring theme that we've literally been speaking about in the last 3 episodes is literally do the thing that scares you most. And Rob Dahl in that episode was like, if it scares you, go and do it. Figure out a way to pursue your purpose in what your passion is in. And that's exactly what I did. And that day, I'm such an impulsive person. Like, if I want to do something, I'm doing it. As soon as that penny drops in my head, I'm like, right, let's fucking do it. I literally signed up to a PT course. That very day, while studying my degree, probably very fucking stupid of me to do that, because stress levels, my God, guys, it was through the roof. But we did it. We did university. We did the actual level 2 and 3 PT qual. And I was qualified, did that in the April, qualified in the, when was it? The October. And I literally was sitting on this qualification and had it until the gyms reopened. Now, that purpose was like very, very impulsive, and I'm so glad I went with it. And that's another thing, like when you're trying to find your purpose and you're in that bit of life where you don't really know what to do, or you're just feeling a little bit like complacent and you're not really getting anywhere, or you feel like you're not really challenging yourself, or you're not really getting out of your comfort zone, because life begins when you're not in your comfort zone. And when you've got that and you're out of your comfort zone, you're pushing these barriers, you're pushing yourself to that next level, that's just going to cause growth, like scary growth. But you've got to do the things like that to make sure that you do propel yourself in a way that you want to, and live your life in a way that you're actually so happy and content with. And by having that purpose, you're going to show up every day with intent. You're going to show up with excitement. You're going to just absolutely thrive, because having that purpose in your life is an absolute game changer. And that like links into how I coach my clients and have built an incredible team of unstoppable women because each and every single one of them have a solid purpose. If you've got a surface level purpose, are you going to genuinely stick to it? Probably not. And I've had conversations with people before and it's like, oh, I just want to do this because of this. And it's just a bit of a, like, if everyone else is doing it, that's why they're doing it. It's not like a true why. Like, yeah, you'll get so far with it, but will you get as far as what you truly want to? Probably not. When you've got that deep inner burning, rooted like fire in your belly and it's something that excites you, something that scares you at the same time, got that nervousness about it, then that means that you're on the right path. If you've not, and you're feeling low in energy, feeling mundane, like the day-to-day life is just, quite frankly, boring for you, that's not your strong purpose. You need to figure out what is the right thing for you. Having that penny drop moment for me on that walk in, when was lockdown? Like 2019, 2018? When was it, Jack? 2020. Having lockdown in 2020, like that April, I needed that penny drop moment. And I hope this podcast gives you that penny drop moment of being like, what is my actual purpose? What am I passionate about? What do I want to do? What do I want to thrive in? Like, give yourself that opportunity to grow and do something challenging. And if the dreams are too big for you, your goals are too big, your passion really, really scares you, start small. Like, do one tiny little thing today that can help you move tomorrow. If you do that 1% today, that is like 365% better within the year. And then one tiny little increments will make you feel so much better because you're genuinely leading life with purpose. And one final thought that I want to leave you today with on this podcast is have a sit down, listen to this podcast and figure out what your true purpose is and just go and do it. And that is how you genuinely become unstoppable. And that is kind of like how I've written myself, my life, to be unstoppable. Now, that's what I'm going to leave you here with today. And if you've got any questions off the bottom of this podcast, don't forget to drop me a message on Instagram at Leah High Life Coaching. And I'll see you in the next episode.